now and then, most of us will find ourselves in a phase of life where we just feel sort of blah. Uninspired, unmotivated, just kind of disconnected from everything, like you're just a blob floating in the universe. You know what I mean? You're just kind of going through the motions of life. You do the things that you have to do, go to work, come home, make dinner, whatever. You just put one foot in front of the other and keep moving, but you don't feel particularly driven or excited by life. And that can be a really demoralizing place to be. Sure, nothing might be technically wrong, maybe overall things are fine, but if you don't have that spark, you can start to feel kind of empty, like you don't really know what the point of anything is. I've certainly felt that way. I generally consider myself a pretty passionate person with a lot of things that I really want to do and a lot of things that I really care about, but when I got back from my sabbatical last year, I came back rested, yes, but I was also a little fuzzy-brained. It was like I had lost my connection to my work because I had taken a whole year off from it, and it was like I had forgotten all of the things that used to light me up, or I could remember them, but I felt disconnected from those feelings in a way. It was like the feeling of being inspired and creatively energized was like a distant memory. So I needed a process to get my spark back, find inspiration, and just feel excited about life again. So in true Kelly fashion, I sat down and mapped out a detailed plan to find my spark again and reconnect with the human spirit. It all started out with a simple journaling activity, and then I built it out in Notion, and now here we are. Basically what I came up with is a 30-day challenge or process to find your spark in 30 days or less. And I'm gonna walk you through it in today's video. So in a nutshell, there are 3 things that are really key to finding your spark. Number 1, really knowing and remembering the things that really matter to you, the things you really care about and why you care about them. Number 2, remembering what you're good at and what it feels like to do the things you're good at, and also what it feels like to do the things that you truly, authentically love. And number 3, interacting with other people. Humans are infinitely inspiring and people's good energy is contagious. Okay, so practically speaking, how do we do all of these things? That is where the 30-day challenge comes in. Let me tell you, I did this 30-day challenge with myself a few months ago, and I am just brimming with ideas of things that I want to do, and I am just swimming trying to find time to do them all because I'm just so excited about everything. Okay, so there are 5 core parts of this challenge. I'm gonna explain them all in a second, but I do recommend taking a full month, so 30 to 31 days to do this. Right now when I'm filming this, it is summer, so it's kind of the perfect time to do this kind of challenge, like a 30-day summer challenge. Doesn't it sound so juicy? But whenever you're watching this, just pick a full month, like the month that's coming up, not the current month that you're in, but the month that is coming up. So like the full month of August, the full month of September, whenever, and just set aside that month to do this challenge. When you set aside a container for something, that inherently infuses that activity or project with so much potency and energy and intentionality. Just setting aside the container can honestly be very energizing. And honestly, you just give more attention to it because there is a finite end date to it. Also, if you're anything like me, you have this little dashboard, it has all these activities with these little check boxes, so like that in and of itself is very motivating. Okay, so these are the 5 parts of the 30-day challenge, or what we can just call 30 days to find your spark again. Number 1, attend an in-person event each week. So just for 1 month, every week, find a local event in your area and attend it. So think workshops, meetup groups, a poetry night, a pottery class, what else? Like a local art market, an art exhibit, even just like a social of some sort. So the purpose of doing this is getting to see other people doing cool things. You get to meet and talk to other people who are already really lit up by the things that they do. People who attend events like this are usually people who are interested in personal development or in making new connections and being part of the community, in their own creative endeavors, and they are really, really excited by these things. So you will usually meet really cool and colorful people at events like this, and that can be really inspiring to be around that energy and just learn about what is lighting up other people. It's also nice to get out of your usual social bubble and talk to new people, because not only do you get that fresh energy, but in that introductory phase, typically you are going to end up having to share a lot of things about yourself, your hobbies, your work, and this will kind of refresh in your mind the things that you find most important to tell other people about yourself as well as what parts of your story resonate the most with other people. You get a lot of really interesting intel from these types of experiences. Also, when we are engaging with more people, new people, we start to remember not only what lights people up, but also what other people are struggling with. And that can, in a way, be really motivating as well. It can kind of remind us of the things that really matter, and that can really motivate us to do really great work in our own lives. When we have people and causes that we care about, there is this inherent drive that can just emerge, and that is exactly what we want to tap into. So to find these cute local community events, I recommend going to a place like Eventbrite, Meetup. You can also go on Instagram and check if your city or a nearby city has its own like dedicated Instagram account, because those accounts will usually post about local events in the area. You can also check out local yoga studios, community organizations, bookstores. These are places that regularly host community events that are open to the public. Number 2, have coffee with an interesting person once a week. Again, just for 1 month, set up a coffee date with a different interesting person every week. So the purpose of this is very similar to the live events, but with a coffee date, you get that one-on-one experience and you get to go in a little deeper with someone. This is also a good opportunity to reach out to inspiring people who are already in your life. So for example, a really cool past coworker who you haven't talked to in a while, or someone from college who you know is doing really cool things these days, or that friend of yours who started that podcast and you guys haven't really talked about it, but you find it really interesting and you would want to know more about it. Or maybe you met someone at one of your local events and you haven't had an opportunity or a reason to reach out to them yet, but this could be a good excuse to do that. You can also do this with strangers. Bumble, I believe, has a friend version of the app that's not about dating, it's about making friends. There's also a like business professional connections version of that app, and there's other apps like that that are about making connections outside of dating, so those can be good apps to look into. I will leave some links down below, both for where to find local events and like good apps to check out down below in the description. But when you sit down with these people, make sure you ask some interesting, deep, thoughtful questions about what is lighting them up these days. So that could be their work, it could be a hobby project, it could really be anything, but the key is that you really dig in and ask questions to really understand what they are doing and what drives them to do it. These conversations tend to be really inspiring and really get the mind going, and especially because it's like two people, you get this little mind meld going, and that can really light something up within you. By the way, if you are enjoying this video so far, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. That really helps me out a lot, and it also helps get this video and this information out to more people. Number 3, take a course. These days there are hundreds of courses available online about all sorts of things, truly anything that you can think of. How to start a YouTube channel, how to be more confident, how to dress for your color season, how to DIY your own jewelry, how to date better, how to design a website on Showit or Canva or whatever. Taking a course, even if it's something that's totally new to you, that has nothing to do with whatever you do for work, it could be really fun to just be in a learning environment and take in information about a totally new topic. A course allows you to go really deep into a topic, its history, the practice, the issues, and getting really into all those nitty-gritty details. And when you do that, it can really start to spark something inside of you. I think a lot of us can also struggle with imposter syndrome, or feeling like you are not an expert in anything. And so, what value can I add to the universe if I don't know, if I'm not good at anything? Which, first of all, you don't need to be an expert in anything to add value to the universe. You are valuable just by existing. You are inherently worthy and valuable. So first there's that. And at the same time, what I will say is it can be a bit of a confidence boost to add new skill sets, or, have a new zone of knowledge that is under your belt. That can just feel good and be a good reminder to yourself that you are investing in your self-development and you are good at things. So I love taking courses by individual educators, and usually I find out about these just through following a bunch of cool experts on Instagram or YouTube. Like, you follow all these people and eventually someone is just gonna mention that they also offer a course in XYZ. But you can also just Google the best free courses about whatever topic you're interested in, and you can see what comes up. You can also check out platforms like Skillshare or Coursera. There are so many places to find interesting courses these days. I'll leave some links down below to cool courses that I know about, or places that you can find courses. Maybe by the time you watch this video, I will also have a course of my own out somewhere. Number 4, complete one creative gig. And if you're someone who is a freelancer or who has freelanced before and has the ability to easily get new clients. I might even up this to 2 or 3 creative gigs in the 30 days. But what I mean by doing a small creative gig is something like doing a small design project, or writing a freelance article for an online publication, or doing a single one-off coaching or consulting session, or doing a UGC project for a brand for a commission, or designing a custom mug or wedding invitation or something like that. And if you're someone who is not in a line of work like this where you can just easily get new gigs like this, then you can just adapt this one to what is possible in your line of work. You can even just reach out to a friend who you think might need something that you could provide to them as a service, or reach out to a local business that might need something that you do or might want to start doing. But the purpose of this is not to like make big bucks or anything like that. The purpose of this is just to get the wheels turning and practice being in the flow of your creative work. This is really just about reminding yourself about what it feels like to be doing the thing and to complete something. Sometimes one of the biggest barriers to accessing our creative flow is starting. We can be kind of daunted by getting that first client, that first gig, that first session, whatever it is. So this month, just commit to reaching out and landing and completing one small gig. A small one. It could be the smallest thing ever. Because if you can do it once, you might find that it becomes a lot easier to just keep doing it. So commit to doing just one. It is suddenly getting really cloudy out, so I'm sorry if the lighting is getting worse. Number 5, journal about the highs, lows, and lessons every week. Listen, if you are going to do this entire 30-day challenge, you are going to be doing a lot of new things, and it's going to be really exciting, but also a little scary. Like I said, I did this myself a few months back, and it was so insightful, and also I really needed to take like a lot of notes of all the things I was learning about myself and just in general, because there was so much going on. You're going to learn a lot about what you like and what you don't like. You're going to be meeting a lot of new people, you'll be integrating yourself into your local community, you'll be reaching out to people to work with. There's going to be a lot going on, and so you really want to make sure that you are tracking everything that you are learning, doing, and feeling. This is how you're going to pull out insights about what you actually want from your life and what excites you and what makes you feel good. What are the things and activities and topics that actually light you up? By the way, if this is all seeming like a little too much for you personally to accomplish in 30 days, you can pare it back. So maybe do 3 coffee dates and 3 events in the 30 days. Maybe some of those events could be virtual. Some of those coffee dates could be virtual. Maybe instead of doing a whole full like month-long course, you just take a 1-day class or a 1-day training. Adapt the challenge to your life and what is possible for you to do. Okay, so this is the last and final step, and this happens at the end of the 30 days after you have completed or mostly completed all of the other activities. You're gonna sit down and synthesize your learnings. Review your journal entries and figure out what you wanna take from this challenge. What did you learn? What did you love? And what do you wanna keep doing? And the truth is, just the act of doing all of these things, like if you actually go and do each of these things every week, you'll find that just the act of doing all these things is probably gonna give you a lot of insights into what is actually naturally exciting for you. You might get to the end and find that you are actually already just in the flow of something that you really are enjoying because you already just started it and then you kept doing it. But either way, when you get to the end, make sure you take a little time to just make a little action plan for yourself. Think about what things you want to keep doing and keep working on for the next, let's say, 3 months based on what you learned from these 30 days. Make a plan, and the plan should not feel like homework. The plan should feel like something that you are just feeling genuinely excited to commit to keep doing. I had so much fun doing this 30-day challenge myself. I kind of want to do it again sometimes because it was just such a good way to just force me out of my shell and help me connect with people and just be in my creative brain. It helped me practice self-expression and talking about myself to other people. And like I said, I'm really just brimming with ideas now, and I'm really just trying to balance them all and figure out which ones to focus on because I'm just so excited by all of them. Let me know down below in a comment which of the activities in the challenge is the most exciting to you. Would you do the whole challenge or parts of this challenge? Also, let me know down below if there are things that you do that help you get more excited by life again. I would love to know. Leave some comments down below. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're someone who is looking to move toward a softer and sweeter life. That is what we're working on around here. I'll link to some other recent videos somewhere around here so you can check those out next, and I'll see you over there. Bye!